Yeah, game follower should have stopped by today. It's time, guys. I think the nerds are ready. No, I wrote them the server rules. I suggested NA, NA, EU, NA, NA, coin toss. I think that's the most fair for West Coast versus Germany. Gabe is okay with that. I'm sure that Max is okay with that. Because obviously it's not fair to play everything on Central. Because obviously Astrea has a better ping on Central. Way better than... we can host East, but East doesn't exist. So I think sneaking in one Europe game is fair. But obviously you can't play too many games in Europe. Because Gabriel will have way better ping. And then Astrea. So that's the way we're going to do it. NA, NA, Europe, NA, NA. And then I said coin toss. That doesn't make any sense, but I mean NA, NA, EU, NA, coin toss. Sorry. GG, good luck. Alright, my game is all ready. I am ready. HeRoMaRinE versus Astrea is your main event for the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts number 71. I think that's a cool one. It's two guys that don't play against each other very often. Gabe, sure, he played a bit of Stormgate a while ago, but I think it's always a grinder. And Astrea was amazing last Monday night in the Stego tournament. So, thought this was a fun match to make. I am excited. We are one series away from me opening my box. I'm so excited for it. Been waiting for it for a while. Been looking forward to it. This may be the only Twitch statue that I ever get to open, but that's not the goal. The goal is the second one too. And we'll figure it out. Let's do it. Friday night video gaming. Got myself one drink. I don't want to have more than one because tomorrow I have a social day. It is the birthday of my brother's son, my little nephew. He became 6 this week. So obviously I want to be fresh, but one little drink won't hurt. Let's do it.
Let's get it on. Round 1. Fight.
The bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who's already scouting for proxies and finds it immediately, just like that, off to a flying start. It is a Max Angel, Astrea. That proxy was built here, guys, and HeRoMaRinE, well, it got scouted so early that it just gave up on it. Spawning in the top right side, trying to start off in a cheeky manner, but his opponent had something to say about that. Representing Mouse Sports is still for Lord knows how many years at this point, but it's way over a decade. It's HeRoMaRinE. The real birthday of my nephew Jax was Wednesday, right? No, yesterday, sorry. It was yesterday. 9th of October. But I was not allowed. Yesterday was for the kids. And my nephew said I'm a grown-up. And the grown-up party is on Saturday. I was like, but I can stop by though, right? He's like, no, it's better if you come Saturday. So be it, guys. Got sent into the adult party. So HeRoMaRinE will follow his field proxy up with a tiny eBay block, but that also doesn't really get a whole lot done. There was no HP on it. That SCV was already low on HP, had probes all over it. So overall strong start here by Max Angel, but it is a best of 5. A lot of Starcraft left to be played. And we'll see how it all plays out. What are you guys going for? Probably after that Monday, I'd say we favor Astrea. No, you guys favor Gabe. Huh. Last Monday, guys, our American Protoss won a weekly cup. And winning those weeklies is hard. And he did that by beating the likes of Trap 3-0 in the final. I think he beat Beyond and Dark as well. Like, proper run. Now, obviously, Gabe is built different. As his Reaper, even though it's late, makes it into the main base, gets a probe immediately. But that will be it, because now there is a shield battery. Astrea may be hoping that HeRoMaRinE was stubborn and build a CC on the low ground. That is not happening. So HeRoMaRinE is going to follow this up with a second and a third barracks. I was distracted there in my sentence because I suddenly heard Vydra. Astrea using Vydra as his announcer. That was late night gaming, that is true. So you guys believe in Astrea when it's like 6-7 p.m. but the noon is just too early? He referred to himself, I don't know if you learned this from J Money or not, but he said Sleepy Astrea is getting his coffee and is ready to play. Alright. The poor man, guys. Some of these gamers. If asking a single best of 5 at noon is hard, thank the Lord they're great at video games. Because there are many other jobs out there where it would be a whole lot worse, mate. Thank you to Yoshi999 for the 37 months. I appreciate it, champ. Gabe going for the 3 racks. Australia doesn't know about it yet. You may suspect it at this point. You may suspect it. Seeing only Marines, no Hellions, no Cyclone. Obviously, there was that filled proxy in the beginning. Okay, 99. Let's go, mate. Thank you so much. 99 months. It's a very long time, too. Appreciate it. After Yoshi999. Any chance of another Homestory Cup visit, amigo? Sometimes I do feel bad because I always ask everybody to go to Homestory Cup, and then at a Homestory Cup weekends, I'm often very busy. And there's so many lovely nerds in that building I'd really love to spend a lot of time with, but often it's like 10-15 minutes. Yeah, if there's like 100 people that I have to spend 10 minutes with, it ends up real quick. But as long as you know, Oak, then I always love seeing you, and it makes me happy if you're there. First, the depth gets picked off, but obviously Australia now knows what's up. There is no other build out there where HeRoMaRinE would have this many Marauders. He knows exactly what he's playing against. There was a time that we had double rocks or even triple rocks. At this point, it's just a single set of rocks. So don't think that this is the only area you need to worry about if your opponent is 3-rexing you. I've made that mistake, guys. Cuckoo also tried to go through the triple rocks once, but that didn't really work out. That is a popular clip on my channel. Double rocks was somewhat doable, but a single set of rocks with this many Marauders, I don't want to say it's light work. Obviously the problem is working on those rocks while the Stalkers are here. HeRoMaRinE throws down the scan. He sees single pylon, single battery, but he does see the sentries in the Immortal. He does not want to go through the choke point, respecting the power of the force fields here. And perhaps as a wise man. Starport is being built at home as well. Gabe obviously knows that Australia has taken that other base. There's no way that Australia would ever just be a 2-base Protoss here with a couple of Stalkers, and that is it. Bully says, I think 3-Rex is weaker on this map than most. Yeah. I mean, like, I've joked a lot about the 3-Rex in the past. I, of course, don't think it's an actual unbeatable build. It's just one of these builds. I mean, you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to forget about your Stalkers for a split moment if you lose them. You want to make sure that you've got energy for overcharge if you need it. I think Astrea has handled this well. Astrea is a very fun gamer. Earlier somebody asked me what my favorite matchup is. I said PvT, but especially when it comes down to guys like Astrea. PvT can be boring if people just play Phoenix Colossus and basically don't do anything other than fly around with a Phoenix. Now who on earth would ever play like that? Not me. Definitely not me, guys. Not guilty of that. Or if it's always like the same Stalker Zealot opening into Colossus, where they just kind of sit back and wait until they have 3 Colossus, and then they send it with a War Prism, a couple Archons, and hope they win. Astreas is really fun because he's got so many different follow-ups. He's got so many different styles. He is not afraid to go double Forge and a couple of Immortals before those Colossus. Kind of capable of doing it all, and we saw that even at the biggest tournaments of the year. A Katowice, a Gamers 8, Esports World Cup. Australia will always bring fun. Now Gabe not paying attention there for a split second. Now Force Fields are going to catch some of his Bio army, and that tank is low on HP immediately. And since HeRoMaRinE is so Marauder heavy, these Immortals are going to have a field day. Even though Gabe is up 20 supply, I don't like this for HeRoMaRinE. Now obviously Australia does still need to be careful. You don't want to be bleeding out those Immortals in the middle of nowhere. I'd actually mine out more of these minerals, by the way. I feel like that favors you as the defender. Now your entire army has to go through this little choke point, and especially with fat Immortals, that is hard. Australia sees the Terran army showing up. The battery is a little bit exposed. Gabe could go for it. Immortals were blocked there by the Stalks for a split second, but we do have Zealots coming in from the bottom right. That is a beautiful engagement for Australia. Unfortunately for Australia, right before the upgrades. But the engagement is good enough that it does not matter. He did pull the probes though. In the making of that defense, the man did lose 15 workers. Cool fight. Regardless, cool fight. You're gonna tell me you don't think the Phoenix is cool, Proto? If you don't think the Phoenix is cool, I really wonder how on earth you could ever like me. Probes from the left and zealots from the right. Now, if there's one thing that Astrea is known for, it is his ability to always produce workers. And that's not just exclusive to 1v1. We had a 2v2 tournament once upon a time that people really enjoyed. Ustomo, by the way, is organizing some 2v2 and 3v3 tourneys. The other day I suddenly got $22 from Wardy Incorporated. And I was like, wait, what? Why did Wardy just send me $22? And then I realized that we, and with we I mean me and the Germans, won $100 in the 4v4 tourney. Roddy playing with Gabe, Battle B, and Moja. We took down the 4 Koreans, Ryung, Maru, Byeon, and Gumio. And we won $100 as a team. So suddenly I got $22 from Wardy. I was like, sick. Sickest win ever. I was like, I'm just winning this year, man. Winning deadlock tournaments. We're winning the caster free for all. We're winning WTL Code S. Am I Charlie Sheen over here or what? All I do is win. Archon BBB when I would never do that. I think Archon is a very fun way for players that have never played Starcraft before to get into it. But I don't really take Archon serious. I know that Reynor has used Archon practice at the highest level, letting 5-6 guys that are not on his level play all together and they make life hell on him. But personally, I think an Archon tournament is just... Like, if MaxPax and Goblin form an Archon team, do you know what's gonna happen? Goblin will literally be on the accelerator button for the probes. Click every single probe to the middle line, and besides that, MaxPax does everything. It's like, well... I don't know if this is a great tournament, because I'm just watching MaxPax. It's slightly more money. Australia's got a pretty sick army here, and because of that quick double forge, guys, it goes +2 attack, +2 armor. HeRoMaRinE has a tiny drop active. HeRoMaRinE, can he get these units out? Yes, he can get them out. Does he have an answer for these Colossus, Immortals, and Stalkers? Marauder count is high. There is a sick tank on the high ground. Australia is so confident, even when he's down in supply. Obviously, you have to upgrade lead. It's okay to be confident. Because of those Immortals that he produced early on. He never lost one. He made 3 Immortals very early on. And he still has them. Coco says, when me, Foxer, and Clem played, I was in charge of 1 Liberator. For 20 minutes, as Astrea goes forward, kills the Orbital. Gabriel needs to not just win this fight, but he needs to absolutely crush it. I don't think he's kind of winning the fight. And he's perhaps kind of crushing it, as he's now going to get on top of the Stalkers. He's definitely going to get that Colossus too. Is there a world where Gabe can now just absolutely go for it? I wouldn't even worry about this Warp Prism anymore. Because at this point, Gabriel knows every second that goes by is a bad one for him and is a great one for Astrea, who is just a whole lot richer. HeRoMaRinE cancels the 4th. Might even be able to kill the 3rd base too. I don't think Astrea can fight at the moment, guys. Does snipe a couple of the Widow Mines, even finds a Marauder in the tank, so that's obviously nice. But he loses his own 3rd base in the process. And now HeRoMaRinE thinks about maybe going for these Stalkers, or he goes through the entrance of the 3rd, gets on top of the battery. There's a Colossus that's about to come out. Rally point, so important. Well done there by Astrea. Clicking that Colossus to safety. The Vikings cannot quite kill it quick enough. And I'd say at this point, it's a successful hold by Astrea. And it's weird to call it a successful hold when he loses a base, Stalkers, 18 workers. But I think it was a success. Don't forget that the Warp Prism did kill a lot of additional SCVs at the back of all of this. Prism is still active, even though it's very low on HP. Sick first game between these two. Great hold in here, man. Timing on that Colossus, guys, because if that Colossus comes out 10 seconds later, I think Gabe kills that Robo. And if that Robo dies, I think Astrea's dead. I think just Stalkers and Zealots would not cut it there. It was very well done. Double expanding at the back of all of that, as we have a little Widow Mine drop. The Pro Pool a little bit late. First shot. Wow. Widow Mines just suck, don't they? Poor Gabriel. 2 mines, guys. Fired at workers that disappeared inside of the assimilator. First here, then here. And in the end, that worked out very well for Astrea. Poor Gabe. I don't know if Gabe had any slot machine plans tonight, but if he did, he should cancel them immediately. It's not your lucky day, Gabe. I've seen enough. It's not your lucky day, amigo. Play some video games, keep it safe. No slot machines. Since Astrea double expanded, it is important that eventually HeRoMaRinE gets something big going for himself. And by the looks of it, I don't think Gabe wants to ever rebuild a command center. Obviously, he has no plans on going for 3-3. It would just take way too long. For the second time in this game, I want to say this is it. I'm actually afraid, guys, that Astrea has gotten a tiny bit carried away. Because now he's even getting a Templar Archives. So after a mega close hold, we're now going for not one but two bases and a Templar Archives. There are ghosts in the mix, so it's not like Archons are even amazing. Storm would take too long. It all comes down to this. What kind of slot machines are we talking about? Maybe Frankenstein, mate. It's my favorite. Sentries drop a few force fields but only get a single Marine, so that's not necessarily great. Armies are very, very similar. Similar in upgrades, perhaps similar in strength. The one thing that the Astrea does have is shield battery overcharge, but the first Colossus has already disappeared. The second one, however, though, that is a Coco overcharge for the ages, and it's still alive. It continues to live. Oh my goodness. Poor Gabe finally does get it, but he has already lost so much of his firepower. He's, however, still going strong. That final Immortal is trying to make the difference. I think Astrea is okay here in the end, though, right? If you can just get a couple of Zealots, or is a few Marauders, a few Ghosts, and a few Marines too much to overcome? That Colossus lived so ridiculously long, but it's still HeRoMaRinE. It's got a bigger army, 20 armies per elite. A lot of it is in medevacs. That's sometimes really good, sometimes not so good. And still 3 Ghosts remaining too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is it still Gabe, despite the fact that he fought in range of battery overcharge that kept the Colossus alive forever? A single High Templar cannot really do a whole lot. It is Zealot, Stalkers, and Probes for one last time. Will HeRoMaRinE be forced to pick up? A couple of extra Zealots show up. He is not. It's still Gabe. It is still Gabe. Astrea lost the first Colossus before the fight even started, but that second one lived for so long and absorbed so much damage. And yeah, he could have pulled it back, but he probably thought this is going perfectly fine. And he still had the Immortal too. But after the Colossus died, the Immortal died too. And the power of the medevac on full display. Still GAB. Yeah, mate. Oh, that's sick. What a game. What a game. No, I think the Templar Archives was silly. I don't think that was needed at all. Man, what a spicy game to kick off the 71st edition of the main event. I am now potentially just 2 maps away, guys, from opening a little box that is gonna show 12 years and 5 months of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm so excited for my little boxy. I want to see it. I got it, Coco. And I will open it after this best of 5. I'm very excited to. It's obviously something irrelevant, maybe silly, whatever, but I'm just proud of it. I'm proud and happy with it. Very, very excited to open it. And I hope that it lives up to my expectations. And then I'm gonna find the most beautiful spot for it. Maybe always in the shot. Maybe just in my peripheral vision. And perhaps, guys, we're gonna make it to that second one too. Just 38 million viewing hours more. What's that? Basically what I need is the, let's say, half of the German population to watch me for an hour. That should be doable. BBB every night. Even then it's so hard. Well, we'll see. I think Starcraft, Deadlock, Battle Aces, and Poker. Those 4 may potentially get me there one day. We will see. Can't wait for you to get yours, Coco. I know it's just a matter of time. Soon, Coco. I believe in you. And I mean that. Would be fun to mess with the Twitch analytics when you suddenly have 43 million viewers. Be something, eh? Once more, I absolutely believe in it.
Round 2, fight!
Round 2, still on the American server. In the top left side, the man who referred to himself as Sleepy Astrea, as the poor man has to play these games 23 minutes past noon, local time, San Diego, California. This is Astrea. In the bottom right side, in the first game, the proxy didn't quite work out. It got scouted immediately, had to cancel it, then went for an eBay that didn't quite work out. But I have still never ever seen the 3 Rex lose. Good map, bad map, it just doesn't matter, bully. It never loses. Representing Mouse Sports, this is HeRoMaRinE. Maybe we get to see the 8 Oracles build. He's actually done that mostly on Crimson Court. I'm not saying that it's a Crimson Court exclusive. But the few times that I saw Astrea do that, mass Oracle into like a Colossus and stasis traps everywhere, he did it on Crimson Court. You just noticed that the in-game portraits for mouse is still the old one. Maybe that's like the NA thing. Wait, is this the old one? I thought this is the new one. No? What happened to the new one? I feel like there was a time that it looked different than this too. But maybe I'm talking about ancient history now. How's HeRoMaRinE doing, by the way, guys? Did HeRoMaRinE get cooked by Tekko, or did he bring it back? Since you guys really got me into this Warcraft 3 show match, now I want to know if HeRoMaRinE did some cooking. Or was Tekko too much? Yeah, cops ask you for your footage from your doorbell of someone shooting out of a car window in a shootout on the street I live on last weekend. I actually have had this as well, mate. Cops ringing my door. Not for a shooting like in the street, but there was one shooting in Zuidland. Maybe like a year and a half ago. Apparently like some family drama. Guy hooked up with someone's wife and it all hell broke loose. And they apparently escaped through my street. So the cops asked if I had a recording of last night, because I guess they wanted to see what time the car drove by. But I was like, no. I was like, that's not allowed. I don't think I'm allowed to record the street all day, every day. But I was like, no, it only records if people actually set foot in my front yard. But it's very tiny. It's like a couple square meters. But only then, like, you can select a little area. But they asked me too. I might want to see how the Netherlands is doing. I don't know where I left my phone, man. Are we cooking or are we getting cooked? It's okay, man. My prediction was 3-1 for us. So. Cyclone is going to clean up the Adept. Cyclone is going to clean up the Zealot as well. Overall, pretty clean micro on the side of Gabe. Only losing a single SCV. We're down 1-0. Going according to plan, mate. I said we'd win 3-1. Am I charging my phone? I don't know. In America, you can record the street all day. I don't think I'm allowed to do that here, but I'd also have no interest in doing that. This is weird. But the Ring doorbells are very popular here too. Like my neighbors on both sides have one. That's a sick move. I actually kind of like that. The Adept shades in, shoots the SCV, recalls immediately. That's a cool one. Sure, Rico is going to be on cooldown for a little while, but hey, killing an SCV like that, we'll take that. Fun little play there. I know, Dr. Jit. I was worried about that too. The Reaper is gonna... Ooh, nice trick by Gabriel there. As the grenade bounces the Reaper to the other side of the wall off, pulls units out of position, and that perhaps allows this little Cyclone drop to be a little more successful in the natural. And Big Gabe, who was playing in the Big Brain Bouts not too long ago, and was solid and good as ever. Actually off to a pretty damn strong start here too, as he snipes that Stalker. Who did Gabe play again, guys? I feel like I recently asked Gabe to play, but I forgot who I asked him to play. I think he was doing well. I think he had a nil, but it was like this. It was around the time of his own event. Oh, HeRoMaRinE, 3-2, yeah. A very close 3-2 over HeRoMaRinE. That was fun though. And that was the week before MaxPax Lambo. That one makes me smile. Yeah, that I can do as well, SC22. I am allowed to record my little front yard. As far as I know, I am not allowed to film the street all day, every day. But I'm not an expert, it doesn't really matter. TLDR, I could not help the cops. But they did ring my doorbell once to ask me if I could. No, officer. Unless they literally rang my doorbell at 3 a.m., I don't have a recording. Stalkers with a warp prism are here. We're gonna warp in 3 more. It is a 3-gate Robo Twilight opening. Astrea has gone up to 3 bases, but he's gonna take a little look. Only 1 tank is siege. Will Astrea pull the trigger and go for the blink? Of course he will, because he's Max Angel. And Max Angel is very similar to the Honey Badger. He does not care. Now Gabe left that 2nd tank, perhaps unsieged on purpose, so he could immediately move it over and siege it where he needs it the most. That's actually a pretty cool play. We still live? Yeah, absolutely. Gabe is fine. Gabe is more than fine. Now, Astrea's warped in a few slow Zealots. Lost 3 Stalkers with that first blink. That's really even not all that great. Let's see. Attack labs are maybe a tiny bit exposed. So it's very important for HeRoMaRinE to keep the Protoss army outside of his main for as long as he can. Thought perhaps about going somewhere with this medevac, but ate a couple Stalker shots to the face immediately. Tank count now 3. It's very hard to make Blink Stalker magic happen against 3 tanks, but since Astrea obviously has a relatively quick 3rd base, he's not all mega concerned about finding crazy damage. Zealot walking to the ocean and thinking about life. A little bit of soul searching doesn't hurt, mate. Just want to let Roddy know that we are leading 2-0 against Bosnia. Hungary is leading 1-0 against the weakest country. I deserve that, mate. I deserve all of that. But don't forget that a football match is 90 minutes. We ain't done yet. Don't celebrate too early. For now, I'll let you guys have your moment, but wait until Bosnia comes in with the reverse sweep 3-2 pop. And then Netherlands still wins 3-1. 4 Zealots inside of this Warp Prism. Gabriel sees it. Astrea. Oh my god. That's actually a big blunder on both sides. A blunder on the side of Astrea that he didn't play that out more cautiously. A blunder on the side of HeRoMaRinE that he didn't just stim immediately and kill it. It is relatively funny. Still a pretty sick army here on the side of Gabe. Only 2 bases for a German Terran. A lot of Marines. A single Colossus should have a field day here, man. Tank count is high, but that Warp Prism, guys, in the bottom side should allow Astrea to warp in so many Zealots that I think will give the American Protoss a really good engagement. HeRoMaRinE on sieges 3 tanks. Astrea wants to go for it. Should go for it. Astrea, it's time, mate. It's time. I don't know what we're waiting for. He waited a very, very long time. Now his Colossus dies. He does have Zealots coming in from the bottom. I think he waited a little bit too long. I don't know what he was looking at, but Astrea gets obliterated by Big Gabriel in old school Gabe fashion. And it looked like that could have gone so well for Astrea if he just got a few more Zealots in the bottom. Maybe had that shield battery powered for a little while longer. He was supply blocked. I mean, being supply blocked is one thing, but if we would have microed our Colossus there, if we would have just gone for it instead of hold position for the entire army, I don't think that ever had to be that bad. I think sometimes maybe we overcomplicate things, and that means that it's now a 2-0 lead for HeRoMaRinE. And those 2 games, guys, they were played on the American server. We are now hopping over to the European server. This is perhaps the biggest chance that HeRoMaRinE has on closing it out tonight. Oh, Max. The man who won the Never Skip a Monday, last Monday. The tournament organized by Stago. In such a convincing way, beating all those Koreans, top tier Koreans too. Is now down 0-2 in this edition of the Big Brain Bouts. Against Gabe, who looks sharp and feisty as ever. Potentially. Just 1 map away right now, guys, from opening my little box. Totally fair, Alex. I make a lot of fun of the German team, so if you guys do find your one day where you slightly outperform us, you guys are more than welcome to bend to me all night long. I deserve all of that. As our good friend Le Todd has taught us many years ago, if you can't take it, then don't dish it out. Which, once more, is very rich coming from Todd. You can absolutely not take it, but he does dish it out. I, on the other end, am perfectly fine with taking it. I have to be a tiny bit careful anyway, because I do know that on Tuesday, Germany plays against the Netherlands in Germany. And I'd love to sit here and say that I'm not worried about it at all and I expect a 0-4 victory, but I am a tiny bit concerned about that one. Ça va, Adrian? A 2-0 lead for Gabe. As we are waiting for Australia. Is indeed probably grabbing a little bit more coffee. Hungary will top the group at the end. I know you guys did that once, mate, but I don't think that's happening again, mate. Hungary had that one sick... I don't know if it was Nations League or Euro Cup where somehow you guys were absolutely cooking, but... Is that your living room in the back or is it a pic? No, it's my living room, mate. I have never done green screens. Besides for that IEM Katowice in the COVID era. So I did have all the equipment for it. I even got... And when I did the poker, actually, poker commentary, I needed a green screen. They wanted it. And then after I had it, they were like, we prefer it without. When I was still in my old little stream room. But no, this is just my living room. Beautiful living room, damn. It's just some lights. Lights make it pretty. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with everything. I'm also very excited to see what's in that little box. I make it pretty. I know. I take up the vast majority of the image, mate. So, you know, you are a product of your own environment. So maybe the living room becomes very pretty because of me. Can we roll with that? I think we can. Game 3, European server. Game 1 and 2 were on the American server. Game 3 is on Europe. This will be the only game that gets played on the European server. But it is already match point. Is it going to be that short and sweet for this man today? We are about to find out.
Round 3. Fight!
Bottom left side of post youth, we are looking at the main base of our German Terran. He's up to, apparently just like the national football team, a couple of proxies, fake proxies, but mostly just making the difference in the big fights. Mouse Sports, HeRoMaRinE. That's loco for sure, Scorpion. I'll take second behind it. Damn it, Harston, I'm third. Hydra, Grubby, Gun. Okay, I'm way down the list. It is what it is. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of the American Protoss. He is down 2. Can we turn things around? As we have loaded into the European server. Main event, BASILISK Big Brain Bouts, exclamation mark B, exclamation mark BBB, exclamation mark Basilisk for all the info that you guys need about this tournament. This is Astrea. Currently teamless, represented Virtus Pro at the Esports World Cup, is now probably just waiting for future plans, future announcements, but clearly is still playing a lot of Starcraft. I know it doesn't really show yet today, but that's alright. Everybody has their off series. I am sure that we'll still see Astrea accomplish great things in this game. We had the news today, guys, that Maru has re-signed with Vitality, which is one of the biggest esports teams out there. A lot of people took that as a very positive sign of things to come for StarCraft 2. Because obviously those kinds of teams, they would not sign StarCraft 2 players if there is no hope at all of StarCraft at the Esports World Cup. So we'll absolutely take that. Thank you, Tezeta, for the 34 months. Men are not pretty, they're handsome. Someone told me that a long time ago, but I disagree. Men can be pretty too. Especially those Scandinavian men. I don't know how, but they're also pretty. Something in the air over there, and especially Sweden. Norway perhaps a little. Finland to some degree, but Denmark and Sweden, those men, they're not just handsome, man. They're pretty. It is what it is. Hello, ShoWTime. HeRoMaRinE opening up a repair, fast expand, a reactor, and a factory as that second gas has been taken. Astrea's got a bit of a unique build. If any other Protoss would be doing this, we'd be going nuts, but Astrea is known for thinking outside of the box and playing things in a slightly different manner. He's saying Fuser isn't pretty? No. Fuser is a lot of things, but he's absolutely not pretty. But he's still a friend of mine. So he has that. He's somewhat funny. Not very good at Starcraft. I believe pretty good in the IRL streaming thing. Is there a 2-minute delay? No, no delay. This is my own tournament and I only invite players that I trust. No delay. To be honest, there's no delay ever right now. We had no delay for the Home Story Cup qualifier. We have no delays on the Monday anymore because that's also my own tournament. So maybe the delay days are gone forever until we play poker. Sometimes, guys, you have these little interactions on Twitch that they stay with you forever. And one of the last times I streamed poker, I obviously have a big delay, right? Because we're playing poker for real money. One guy got angry at me. He's like, oh, he drags the hallucinated phoenix above the Marines. Yeah, one guy got angry at me. He's like, what the hell? Just stream without delay. Literally nobody cares about your stream, bro. I'm like, it does not matter. Even if you have 0 viewers. Let's say I have 0 viewers. You should still never, ever, ever stream poker with no delay. That would just be the dumbest thing on this planet. And the fact that somebody got angry at me for having a delay while streaming poker. It's just one of these Twitch interactions that I'll probably still think of when I'm 85. I bet he was playing against you. Perhaps. But if he really thought that would get me, like, come on. Well, yeah, that's maybe the only way that this makes sense. Max, that's so risky, but it's okay. It's okay for now, guys. The second Widowmine is still here. Oh my god, why? No! Wow, Widowmine sucked. Sick defense in the end. Whew. Things that you can do against this Widowmine that you could absolutely not do in the past. Well done, Astrea. And that is, by the way, with West Coast ping to Europe. Wow. Honestly, it takes a lot of courage to defend this when you're playing from San Diego and you have to play on the European server. I wouldn't even dare to do that on the European server, mate. And I get 6 ping to battle. Actually, I've got 0. 0 or 1 ping to Europe. And I wouldn't dare to defend like that. Take a look. What is my ping? Okay, 2. I have 2 ping and I would never, ever, ever attempt that. Astrea playing with 120 over here. He's like, oh, this is fine. Thank you, I am Mentals for the 3 months and Taldon for the 45. I appreciate you guys. Tried doing that last night and lost 15 meters to 2 Widowmines. Oh yeah. One of the other clips that I often think of, and I think of Midlisk and Widowmines, is when Serral had to play with ping against Beyond. And he tried to do that Muda thing, flying in and out, and he failed like 3 times in a row. 2 ping? What? Yeah, it must be a busy day on the internet. If it's less busy, I get lower. With 2 ping, guys, I do feel that latency. I'm used to 1 or 0. No, 2 is normal. Fiber internet, mate. Netherlands, modern country. Yeah, Aces ROG romanticide against Beyond. Legendary series, legendary tournament, legendary caster. Whew. Now losing 2 stalkers there is a little bit painful, but overall I don't hate this game for Astrea. Now we are losing a couple workers to another turret, but that is acceptable. Please defend that battery. Oh my goodness, if we build our battery there, we don't really have to defend it, but at least we still have a Colossus and Immortal. Nice target fire on the Marines, but a couple of Marines and a couple of Marauders are still alive, and Astrea's army is melting. As he's bringing over a few more, he is now down 26 army supplies. Got 1 more Colossus. That tank is still there. Why do we build our battery there if we don't try to fight with it? Now the Widowmines have already fired. A couple of extra zealots show up. We are spacing out the stalkers a little bit so the tank doesn't deal too much splash damage. Rebuild that battery, please. Yes. That was almost the end of this edition of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. And that was almost the beginning of me opening my box. But it's not. Not quite. 4 stalkers split up. Ooh, we have a cannon and a battery. That's sick, actually. Now blink towards your cannon and battery. Here is fine as well. We use the overcharge. The WidowMine fires only at a Zealot. Is there life in this sleepy dog yet? As he blinks to the low ground. Gets the medevac. Gets the Marauder. Sick defense. Astrea says we ain't done quite yet. Keep that scissors or knife away. Whatever I'm going to use to open that boxy. Because I am not done yet playing these video games. Perhaps the coffee is kicking in. I'm not saying that I love this game for Astrea, that I think he's running away with it, but it's looking pretty hopeful. Looking pretty hopeful. Like being up in supply while having attack advantage going up to 4 bases is pretty big. HeRoMaRinE goes for another WidowMine drop. The WidowMines that so rarely deliver in this patch. These two not too bad, getting 5. Obviously when you say that, he's gonna get the money shot. Still a whole lot better than before. Other turret got dropped during this as well. Medevac will get out. Every WidowMine besides one gets out maybe. Gape. 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 Professional video gamers. That reminds me of Pi. And don't ask me the context of how it reminds me of Pi. Just that move had Pi written all over it. What am I looking at? I know he's playing with ping, guys. Astrea's playing with ping, but we just had a couple of the clumsiest moments out there. As Astrea tries to kill a WidowMine, blinks forward on top of it immediately. Now HeRoMaRinE pulls the trigger as he feels there is a good fight that he can take. Snipes one of the Colossus and he's looking for the second one. Shield battery, nope. Could have probably been saved if he clicked it further away, but we cannot. Now once more, Astrea does have the ping. There are a couple of WidowMines here in the mix. Will the WidowMines get good shots? They do, but there's still a lot of Protoss. A lot of Protoss on the side of Astrea. We are going to have to start microing properly. +2 is about to kick in. Do we have one more of those Zealot Warpins? Do we have one more Colossus showing up perhaps? Or a Disruptor even? Zealot count right now very low. Astrea goes for a few more Stalkers. This has been a proper clumsy game. From both sides from time to time. Astrea doing his best here. Now reinforcements have arrived. Where is that Disruptor? It is making its way over. The cannon did its job. 15 workers have gone down in the last minute of this game alone. Honestly starting to look very scary. Gabriel goes forward, snipes the Disruptor, and it's just spiraling out of control. Is it then still HeRoMaRinE who is now trying to flex his micro a little bit? He is trying to be Liquid Clem, perhaps inspired by Reynor's Terran that we saw earlier tonight. Oh, Max. Couple of unfortunate games for the man who won that weekly cup last Monday. Took down multiple top tier Koreans tonight, or this afternoon for him. Was not his series. GG gets called. It is Mouse Sports HeRoMaRinE who gets a 3-0 over Astrea. Twitch chat believed. Twitch chat was right. Gabriel back-to-back wins in the main event. Should give him Serral. Serral is coming back soon, guys. Needs a few more weeks before he's comfortable playing games in public. Said he hasn't really played much since WTL, if any. But Yona promised us an appearance on the Friday night. We'll make it happen. And since like Clem might be a bit much for your comeback, MaxPax maybe a little bit much, perhaps. Gabe versus Yona. That'd be kind of fun.